Hey everyone, Miacidae here. Welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. Today we're going to be leveling up a few more apprentices. I think everyone here except for maybe Whitlock will probably be hitting veteran levels today. Samuel and McBain almost are a guarantee. Wars, I'm pretty sure will also be hitting that because he's only 3 resolve experience off of. McBain is a little more of a toss-up, but with the Ancestor's Portrait and the Kraken Ribbon, I'm pretty sure we'll also hit level 3. So the goal is going there. It's a long. We're just going to belt it out. Hopefully also playing with the Basilisk because I haven't played with him in a little while. So I'm going to be playing with below 50 light the entire time if I can help it. And we'll see what happens. So McBain here is going to be the main damage dealer. Unfortunately, because of the team composition, I'm not going to be using Day of Ruin this time. That's going to have to be another episode, but we're going to be going in with Rip and Tear as a damage versus bleeding on for probably burn 2, because that does, minus protection as either normal or sated, and then in Bloodlust does damage versus bleeding. Blood is fuel for bleeding damage and a good just damaging attack. Bloody Gust for AoE bleed, and Rev Up for an extra action. We have the Nokogiri for plus damage if in normal blood, minus damage in sated mode, and plus damage in Bloodlust mode. And then we have the Mother's Arrow trophy again, so she does plus damage versus anything that is bleeding. And then on monster kill, she will heal herself for 10% of her max HP. We then have Varsh. Don't ask me about the spelling, it doesn't make sense to me either. That's just how they told me how to pronounce it. But he is going to be another damage dealer today with Fungal Claw doing blight damage today because we're not going to be marking too much. Doing blight damage today because we're not going to be doing too much mark damage. So just blighting things in the Weald, and I do believe because we'll be using Festering Spores, doing extra blight chance to anything in the Weald. Then from above, minusing dodge and speed for anything in the back. Slink back, giving him a stealth, which will also go into one of his trinkets. Blading things in the front row and skin prey to get me money. Then we have the Dark Tincture, which on melee attack, which is his Fungal Claw, making him go forward on the said melee attacks. Then if he's stealthed, which will be Slink back his first move, he'll get plus 50% damage when he is, like I said, stealth, and 15 crit. And then we have the Toll, which will give him just plus blight and plus 35% debuff and blight chance. He has the blight from Slink back, and he has debuffs on from above, both of which I will be using most likely. And then in exchange for that, he has minus death blow resistance. We then have Samuel, our half-foot, using Mark Weak Point. Don't really expect to use this too often, but it is the mark that also gives plus damage received and crits received. We have Jugular Shot as our main bleed with plus bleed amount versus marked and plus bleed chance versus marked. Blinding Knife for minus accuracy on the target hit and a bleed. And Guide Attack if I want to clear stun and give plus accuracy, crit damage, and help someone ignore stealth. We also have Murder Humanity, so plus bleed duration versus marked, plus bleed amount versus anything that's bleeding, and plus bleed chance versus anything that's bleeding. And then the Bicorn Horn just so he has plus debuff chance, and then a bunch of extra debuffs on it. So on hit, debuff target with minus bleed, stun, and blight resistances. And then we have Whitlock again with Serrated Cane, Old Blood, Courier Belt, and Phantasm Shell. So Serrated Cane doing a bleed, a bit of an AoE, buffs herself with speed. Old Blood healing, single target, also de-stressing herself. Courier Belt, AoE heal, more healing if she's afflicted. Stresses her out with the Horror, also cures all heroes of bleed and blight, also stresses all heroes out and debuffs her speed. And then the Phantasm Shell pours her again, ups the target's damage, ups its crit, and gives her a minus speed once again. She has the Ancestor's Portrait, so she'll be getting more experience, and she has a Serrated Segment, so she'll be bleeding more with the Serrated Cane. And on melee hit, she'll debuff the target's melee resistance, and she's not going to be doing as much damage with Serrated Cane, not that it does much damage to begin with. So let's have some fun. It's the Weald, so I'm bringing a lot of food and a lot of other consumables. And because I'm expecting to run into the Basilisk, I'm not going to bring too many torches, but I will bring torches for after I find him. Kraken ribbons to level everyone up, and Athena ribbon for our debuffs. I am going to bring training ribbons just because I believe the Basilisk that I want to fight has a higher dodge. And then because we're going to be going into the Weald with low light, I want amphitheater ribbons for lower stress, and we'll be off.
I knew all these paths once. Now they are as twisted as my own ambitions.
So everyone gets Kraken ribbons. That's the resolve experience. It also gives a virtue chance, but I would be using it just for the resolve experience. That way everyone levels up faster. And like I said, because we're going to be going low light here, just to hunt the basilisk, I want minus stress received. It also gives plus movement resistance, which might come in handy for a few different fights. I wanted the training ribbon, which is plus 5 accuracy. It also gives the plus 10% protection, which I didn't really care about, but it is a thing. We're using that on McBain, Varsh, and Whitlock. And then we're using the Anathenum ribbon, which gives plus blight chance and plus debuff chance. And that is going to go... Why did I bring 2 of them again? Oh yeah, Samwell because of his debuffs. And then Varsh for his debuffs. Now, for those of you saying that that might be overpowered or whatnot, quick reminder, I say this every so often, that is the equivalent of my districts.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles, paid for in blood.
Because the, Anathenum district, the Yellow Hand district, all those districts, I have mods that essentially rework them, so those no longer give passive buffs to, say, the half I think would have gone into the Yellow Hand district, if I recall correctly, things like that. I think the Trapper would have actually gone into the Anathenum district. They actually would have. They're no longer getting those passive buffs, essentially. So instead, I have a district that gives me those consumable ribbons, and those can be used on anyone, yes. But the offhand part of that is instead of getting a item the item doesn't always spawn. I could get 0 a week. I could get a few a week. I don't know. It's completely random. So you can stock up on them, but there is the chance that you get none a week. It's just kind of luck. I do want to skin these if I can. Money, money, money. So skin prey. Now we can take him out. That's only going to be a 1 bleed if it even goes off. We can rip and tear.
Another one falls.
And for those of you wondering where you get those districts reworks, that is from Cerebral's district reworks. There's a bunch of different mods for it. There's like 1 per district. So just search Cerebral's district rework and then get the one you need. They are very, very handy for long-term health of your mod, or at least they were before the 64-bit version of the game. So I am gonna do every fight I can until I find that basilisk, by the way. I'm really tempted. Every time I go and do this fight, or I find this fight, I forget that I need the shovels. So if I don't do this fight right now, I'm gonna forget about the shovels. I gotta do it. So, okay, reminder, this is the Banshee mod. This thing right here, the Mass Grave. So if you do not have the Creeping Mist mod like me installed, you do not need to use a shovel on it. In fact, I do not believe you need to use any mod on it. You can just interact with it. If, like me, you have the Creeping Mist mod, if you do not use a shovel on it, interacting with it like you normally would will instead actually blight you. So you need to use a shovel to get the fight. I think they're just trying to make it more realistic or something like that, which is actually, I don't like it. I don't like what they did, because now the fight that is already hard is a little harder to do, because it's already rare. And Nerob is also like this. You need a key to fight Nerob. So, just so you know. But if I don't do this, I'm going to I know myself. I'm going to forget and get rid of the shovels and come back and go, oh, I forgot the shovel like last time. So we're going to do the fight. I'd love to come back after I've done stuff. I know myself. Banshee time. So I heard the Banshee fight was actually reworked at some point since the last time I actually fought it. So let's see how this actually goes. Alright, so we are debuffed. Minus 20 dodge. And minus 20 dodge. That is nasty, and she is afflicted. Wamita already didn't have much dodge, but that minus dodge on Samuel is not great. We're going to cure that. He has a minus... He only has 10 debuff, or 10 bleed resistance. So we're going to bleed the father. So he's bleeding for 2. I don't know how many actions she actually gets. I'm actually going to torch up for this fight just so I... Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, let's just do blood as fuel. I was trying to think, like, could I hit both of them? What should I do here? But he heals himself. Okay. Yeah, as you can see, I actually haven't fought him on this file yet. We're going to do Slink Back for the stealth. Lighting them if I can. And as you can see, it not really hurting the Banshee. The way you hurt the Banshee is actually taking out her various memories or, like, corpses here. Let's up the damage on the Ripperkin. I know that gives us a little stress, but that's fine. We'll see how I do, but... 2 for 3 blight, that's not bad. Banshee's not where I want her. We're gonna do from above, hitting the mother. Debuff this dodge and speed, which is nice to some extent. Don't need to heal. I don't really need to get rid of that, so we're just gonna Serrated Cane bleeding the father. Got him bleeding again. I'm gonna Bloody Gust here, so I want to bleed the mother. She resisted somehow. Lovely. The father's open. I can bleed him for a lot more since I have Murder Humanities on. So 100% bleed chance and bleed higher, or 100% bleed amount versus already bleeding. So this should do a 4 bleed on him then. So yeah, 12 bleed now on him. I love that Sober Up is just a move that takes up one of his actions. And he's got 7. So bleed isn't going to necessarily take him out, but it did do quite a bit. Dodge that, that's awesome. Stress is not bad. I'm gonna bleed the mother since she's resistant. All of that with like almost no bleed resistance. We'll Serrated Cane, bleeding the father, taking him out. I would love to be able to hit the mother to be able to go into Bloodlust, but just take him out for now.
Perhaps the turning point.
1 damage on her. Rip and Tear. If I crit, I take her out. You know what? I want McBain to go into Bloodlust mode, so we're gonna force it. And also we're gonna use the Anti-Venom. So Rip and Tear. And then Rip and Tear.
Disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
And now it should be in Sated mode, which I do less damage in. But I can use Feed the Beast, go into Bloodlust, which is good for me. Now we have her husband and the cheating husband and the one she cheated on her with.
Uncertainty. The birthplace of dread.
Stomach bugs, lovely. Gonna get rid of the you know what? No, we're not. We're just gonna heal through that. Oh, she's on the attack now. 2 for 3 bleed, not bad. I can't get through the guard. She's guarded by the husband, which isn't bad. Life linked to wench. If the wench dies, he dies, I think. 45, 30. Wait, what? Linked together. I could be wrong about that. This part of the fight might be changed, because I don't remember this part at all. The lifelink. But nonetheless, we're going to bleed him. 30% bleed resistance, and he resisted. I knew she could summon. I knew that was a thing. Yeah, wouldn't want to kiss that face, I'm sorry. Gonna slink back, just getting that stealth. Blighted the fungal scratcher. We're gonna bloodlust. And then we're gonna bloody gust, which hurts her but gives us a restoration for the damage we took. And then the debuff just wore off, that's why it looks like we have so much health missing. Whitlock, please heal. Blinding knife on the husband. We're gonna do from above. Ooh. Well, he's bleeding, so we can do rip and tear. Thought that would do a bit more. I guess he does have the 50% protection. Okay. Bad's the bleed too. Gonna heal McBain again. Scratcher looks like it goes down to bleed. Gonna jugular shot him, stacking that bleed even more. He's bleeding for 8. Fungal claw, blighting him. Just a 3 blight. Ouchie. Till death do us part. Shall we test that? Rip and tear. Actually, the bloody gust is gonna hurt for less. Take him out and give us the restoration.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
And then I took out another one, which also heals us. Okay, so I was right there. It was if you take out the wench, he goes down, but not vice versa. We gotta heal. We gotta heal. man, she's in rank 4. That's hard for me to hit. Blink back. I can take one out, I think, if I just bleed it for enough. That's going to be 8 damage on it. I suppose just jugular shot this one for now.
A death by inches.
No, no. You leave Whitlock alone. Okay, we're gonna jugular shot the wench. Ah, hell. At least that was just stress.
The horror.
Bandage to get rid of the bleeding. Serrated cane to move back. Okay, no bleed.
From becoming unwound.
Do I look okay to you? No, you don't. Fungal Claw, get rid of the Scratcher.
Their formation is broken.
That puts her in a better spot for me. She doesn't have much protection, so I can rip and tear. This is gonna be bad. I'm gonna rev up just to get rid of her, just so she doesn't summon more. So I'm not relying on that crit to get rid of her.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
And that's mode change. And this is where things get really, really bad. Banshee, 100 health. Fungal Claw, let's try to blight it. Actually went off, wow. Okay. So what's the debuff here? -6 speed, minus death blow resistance. We're getting rid of that as a just in case. Because right now I need to heal Samwell. The AoE probably was not going to do much. And then I need to go into healing her. Owie. Oh no, bleed. Okay, she's stunned for 1 round. She's marked. I'm really tempted to go back into normal mode just to manage health more. Well, Bloody Gust for now. See what happens. Jeez.
Injury. Palpable fear.
At least his speed is -2, so Whitlock should go first. And a minus stun there. I could clear the stun. But that's not going to do too much for me. Jugular Shot's going to do more in the long run. As long as the bleed goes off. Gonna heal so he doesn't go down.
Up. If only to bleed again.
So bleeding for 12. I'm gonna shoot myself on the foot. We're gonna rev up. And we're gonna double Bloody Gust this for the bleeds. So that's 8 bleed. Bloody Gust again. So that's 28 bleed on her. Oh boy. Now the Ripperkin's really screwed. Whoa, I am not in a good spot. Move back by 3. Bleeding for 20, then only a 4.
As life,
Whitlock might go down because of that.
terrible vistas of emptiness reveal themselves.
That really was a kiss goodbye.
In the pursuit of glory.
Wow, I just lost Whitlock again. That was a really bad layup.
Despondence set the stage for heroism or cowardice. Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Screw you, Banshee.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
I was trying there. I wasn't trying to be overconfident. It was... oh boy. Gonna get rid of that bleed. We have a lot of food. Let's use this to heal up because I am boned. Can you use this from rank 2 at all? No. Ay, ay, ay. Alright. Definitely not going for the, Basilisk anymore, that's for sure. We're gonna take her stuff back. Gonna get rid of the Laudanum for my Bicorn Horn. I'm not going to take the Oven Mitt or the Health Stone, and we got the Wench's Pitcher, which is actually kind of good trinket. Plus 15% healing done, and plus 15% healing done versus guarding. It's one of like 6 trinkets you can get from the Banshee. Problem is, what do I want to get rid of for it? I think we have more than enough food. Given the fact that I'm down 1 character. Oh, and holy hell. Okay. Still got this. I just... Actually, yeah, we're still going to use Slink back. That should be an easy fix. Bloody Gust these 2. Blinding Knife. 5, 7, healing for 3. Let's take him out. He should bleed out now. That was not a bleed cure, but she got plus 20% damage. Thankfully, she's not a damager.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Got the restoration on her. Gonna Bloody Gust again, hitting the Chirurgeon. She heals up from hitting or taking out the corpse there. Jugular shot the Chirurgeon, just stacking up the bleed.
A time to perform beyond one's limits.
Skinning prey, getting some money from the prize skins because they're worth a lot of money. Good dodge, good dodge. Oh boy.
Inspiration and improvement.
Gonna blood his fuel onto the patient. Got that bleed. Gonna fungal claw him. He's down.
Perched at the very precipice of oblivion.
We're going to bandage that off so we don't death blow him, and then we're going to guide attack onto McBain. Skinning again. He's not too bad without any of his patience. But he really does have it out for Samuel there. We're going to rip and tear. I need that bleed off. Screw it, we're stacking the bleed. What is that bleed chance, man?
A powerful blow.
Ay, ay, ay.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Alright. Gonna take the spike skull cap. 15 crit versus bleeding. On crit, bleed 2 for 3 rounds. On crit, self-caused disease, 33% base. On being hit, 110% chance, 2 for 3 bleed. It is serrated. 50% damage versus bleeding, so nice little combo there. We also got medicinal leeches. 2 bleeding, cures all diseases, including Crimson Curse. And stuff from Koala's creature collection. Gonna take this. Gonna take these. I'm just trying to think here. Like, there's a chance I get through this. I only have to explore 90% of rooms, but there is an even worse chance of people dying. I might just want to count my losses here. It's like one good hit, Samuel goes back into Death's Door. Yeah, let's count this as a loss. Just because positioning gets really messed up here. Because normally I would press on. You all know me with this, but based on how I had this party set up, Varsh is kind of being gimped just because he can't do slink back very easily now without putting Samuel in a worse spot. And if Samuel's up front, he can't use Mark Weak Point or Jugular Shot, which gimps his damage. And if he's up front, he's more likely to be hit. And yes, he does have the 32 dodge, which is great for an apprentice. But one hit, he's at Death's Door. If that hit happens to be a bleed or a blighting hit, it's a very good chance he's going down. Not to mention, the only person I have to be able to heal is Varsh, and he'd have to be in 3. Which once again leans back to the point of I can't have Samuel in 1 or 2 at all. I don't think this is a viable team anymore. So I want to press on. I want to do this. It's not viable anymore. And yes, I could have camped right there, but oh well.
Wounds to be tended. Lessons to be learned.
Skin still got me quite a bit there. Still got away with 15,000 gold. That's fine. Black Plague on Varsh, Wimpy on McBain, Fairweather Fighter on McBain, Tactless on Varsh, that needs to go, Daredevil on him, Witness again there, and then Spiritual on Samuel. Alright.
Back across the sticks.
Really?
Boatmen be damned.
Well, I can forgot to back my original rudiment. This isn't Garrus, that's just a random from when I was originally setting up the estate. And I can get Whitlock back that just died, so we're gonna do that. Alright, that being said, Varsh has Black Plague, Samuel needs this. McBain needs stress. So, I mean, they have some problems to solve. So no one in the stagecoach I need. Gonna grab the tail, lost time for the librarian. Could be interesting. Other than that, nothing really in here. I'm probably gonna go do a very quick in the warrens quick, but 1 second. Because Bear wants food. Who would have thought? So that being said, the Banshee is down. That's one less boss on my list. I would really like to do it on veteran level or champion levels, but we'll see about that later and see what we can't do about fighting some interesting stuff in here. All right, you know, I just realized something, and I could be very crazy here, but I think they changed a trinket on me from Farmstead Plus recently, because I don't have the Grand Prize's Thorn anymore, and instead I have the Grand Prize Pie trophy, which I don't think I ever had before. And I've been wondering where this came from, and then I realized it was called the Grand Prize Pie, and I was looking for the trinket that gave plus 100% damage reflect for Belmis here. Well, instead I have this, which is totally reworked, which I'm fine with, by the way. I just realized that I don't have the trinket that gave me the 100% damage reflection. For those of you wondering where that went, I think this, don't quote me on this because I don't know for sure. It got reworked to minus 100% food consumed, which is really nice, plus 15% max HP, friendly skill, self heals for 2, so anytime you use a friendly skill, you'd heal yourself. And on friendly skill, debuff the party for minus food consumed. So we're really quick gonna blow through this apprentice short in the warrens. I am gonna try to get one of the hidden bosses in there with the vanilla heads. It's the head hoarder boss, but I'm not going to put too much stock in that. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. So the team is going to be Baldwin, the second, our new leper. He has Chop, Hue, Revenge, and Solemnity. He has the Shining Armlet, which is once again a reworked trinket from Trinkets Plus, giving him plus 15 accuracy as a base, plus 5 accuracy as a base, but then if his HP is above 50%, he gets another 5 accuracy. If his stress is below 50, he gets another 5 accuracy. That's why I say it's plus 15 accuracy. And then if he happens to get marked, he gets another 5 accuracy, so he could get a total of 20 accuracy from this trinket. And then I'm going to try out this Warlord's Mempo, which I've had, but I've not really done too much with. So on hit applies to all targets of AoE skills. So he has 2 effects that he could get from Hue. As a base, it gives him plus 15% max HP and plus 15% stress received. But then on attack hit, so if he hits 2 targets with Hue, he gets 2 hits worth of this, mind you. So he can get, with Chop, 1 speed and 2 crit, or with Hue, he can get 2 speed and 4 crit. So we'll see how this works, because he could stack crit really, really well with this. And then buffs last for 3 battles. So he could get really, really fast and a lot of crit stacking with this. It could be really bonkers. I kind of wanted to try it out. That's his Sunward trinket, by the way. Then we have Catherine the Dreamer. I'm hoping to mainly only use her in, I believe it's dreaming mode. I'm only going to pop her in lucid mode if there's like a mini boss that I need to take out, so she's going to mainly be doing just riposte damage, guarding damage, stuff like that. And then in lucid mode she does the stun, the bleed, stuff like that, which is also kind of how I have her set up, is when she goes into dreaming mode, plus damage versus bleeding, plus crit versus bleeding, plus accuracy versus bleeding, plus bleed chance. So I mean, we have someone who can do bleeding, so she can kind of opportunity all that stuff, but she also has the plus bleed chance from the finger, stuff like that. Then on melee hit, she will have 125% chance to do a 1 for 3 bleed, and then stress herself out by 1. This is a trinket she got from doing one of her nightmares. And then because I wanted to try to bring out the head hoarder boss, we have Dismas's head, which does plus 25% damage. I then have Belmis the Arbiter again with the same setup we've been having. So burst, concussive shot, raptorial nature, eagle eye. I don't have lightning hands on because I don't really have a marker here. We then have murderer's mark, so plus accuracy for melee skills, raptorial nature, which is the main skill I'm going to be using, that gives him a riposte, does more damage. Burst will be doing less damage, and on a riposte hit he'll give himself a buff for plus 25. And then on riposte hit, which is raptorial nature's riposte, he'll give himself a buff for plus 10% damage. Then just because I haven't used it in a while and for funsies, I have the thing's crystalline fang, which which gives him a total buff of 15% crit, but that's only if all the buffs apply. That's if his health and his target's health are above 42%. Otherwise, it's only a 5% guaranteed crit. Then we have Whitlock again. We just revived. That's why she's alive. I actually need to go and get her skills upgraded. Only difference here is she has Junia's head as a thing. Once again, at Hoarder Boss, I only need one vanilla head, but I'm bringing 2 as a just in case. Oh, I can actually upgrade Belmis. How about Baldwin? So with that being said, let's go have some fun on the Warrens and make some piggies squeal. That makes me sound so wrong sometimes. Don't take that out of context, please. So we're going to be taking the Kraken ribbons, of course, for the resolve experience. I'm going to bring training ribbons just because of accuracy. I'm only actually going to be bringing 2 of them. Actually, let me see here. 90, 95, 95. I'll bring 3. The weird thing here is I'm not bringing them for... I'll only bring 2. I don't think I actually need them for... I'll only bring them for Catherine. Then, honestly, I should be good. I'll start stocking back up on things. Let's go. I think I forgot something. I'm just not sure what.
To prosecute our war against the Swine, we must first scout their squalid homes.
Wait. Why can't I use a Kraken ribbon on her? I think I did things too fast. Then training ribbon there. Or maybe it's because she died and had the Kraken ribbon effect on her. But that's kind of odd that I can't use the Kraken ribbon on her. Interesting. Anyway, let's go down. So I'm looking for the fleshlings for that boss, by the way. That's got a horrible hit chance, but hitting 1 rather than 2. Missed them both. Okay, gonna get the Force of Will for the riposte. Bleeding. Up accuracy. And then Raptorial.
Continually
1 piggy down.
destroy them all.
Did it change her robe color, by the way? Or am I crazy? No, I'm probably just crazy. Anywho. Wow, that thing is dodging everything. Bonk.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
1 speed, 2 crit. Reflect took him out.
Broken. Maintain the offensive.
And then Raptorial. Piggy down. I don't think that's a good piggy to be eating, though, Belmus.
Remind yourself that overconfidence.
There we go, just had to do a battle.
An insidious killer. If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Hey, a treasure. Maybe I get the hat. Alright, Hugh. You can try to hit. Get extra crit for it. Raptorial, take him out.
Obliterated.
Well, you bagged them alright. Force of Will, hit the Fusilier. Get that riposte. Bleed. And now...
Press this advantage.
Got 2 riposte, he went down.
No quarter.
And now the scary thing is how much speed that our leper is getting. Now he's going to have 5 speed. And Raptorial.
Monster's size has no intrinsic merit.
Ooh, 2 rare antiques. Not anything else that I wanted, but still good, still good. Don't really care about those, so whatever. Every time I go to hit a torch,
his efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
10 speed. Raptorial.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms. Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the...
Looks like it's dying down. Take what we can. Eat the food. Trade out Sapphire for Citrine. Eat. Torch through that. Torch up.
These tunnels...
I'll get that on the way back.
Settlers.
Nab this.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
We can get rid of the deeds and be on our way. Torching back up.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Going to the right. Nab the torch. Gonna dig through that.
Glittering gold.
2 torches.
Trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
Swine blood. Alright. Oh, there's my blood.
Ancient traps lie in wait. Unsprung and thirsting for blood.
Hi guys. Nice to see you there. So at 3 speed, 10 or 6 crit. Bonk. That's not working as intended. I should have gotten 5 speed and 10 crit there by hitting both of them, so that's not working as intended. Not that I care, that would have been really overpowered, but...
The blood quickens.
Good to know that that doesn't work like it says it does. Although I can leave a little thing on the Steam page saying the Warlord's Menpo, yeah, doesn't work as it says. We can't really hit anyone, so let's heal. Chop through a corpse. It does work on corpses. I originally didn't think it worked on corpses because I had hit a corpse and a guy at the same time. But that's just it going per attack. Okay, cool. We can concussive for 8 to 15 or 8 to 16 with this. This is a higher crit.
Annihilated.
Concussive shot it is. I like the bang from that.
Triumphant pride.
Get rid of a quirk.
Dizzying fall.
Let's try to get rid of Heretic. Slow draw isn't bad. Slow draw isn't bad. Still not what I wanted. That is bad. That is bad. Aegis on the Carrion puppet. We're gonna Eagle Eye on Baldwin, and then we're gonna move back. Oh, that's not gonna work, right? Shoot. Shoot. I was hoping Belmus would be able to move back by 2. Well, force a will. Get rid of the Aegis. Get Riposte up. Thread of Decaying. Get him bleeding. Serrated Cane again. I think Slasher bleeds out. Baldwin moves forward. Bonk to you too, sir. Concussive shot on puppet. Man, he is just stressing us out. Not much I can really do about it either. They do drop.
Eradicated.
Get that going. 4 speed, 16 crit. Is the crit not falling off, but the speed is? I am so confused. I am so confused. Madman, time to go. Oh yeah, we don't need to heal.
Destroyed.
Okay, so
Foolish horror.
crit back down to 8.
Brought low and driven into the mud.
Swine right. Let's just take out a Slasher, yeah?
Executed with impunity.
5 and 10. I'm cool with that. Bleed him. I actually might need to heal Belmus.
About to break.
Getting damage up. And then we're actually just going to concussive, taking out the right.
Powerful blow.
I think that's more than a knock knock, you know? It's like a bang bang. Get rid of the corpses. Heal, please. Thank you. Wright goes away. And we can Raptorial the Leech. Not sure you want to eat it, but you do you. Healing up again. Thank you for the de-stress. And the Leech goes away. Can probably use that food. Take that, take this. Get rid of the anti-venom for the 50 gold, and we'll be on our merry way. Using the bandage on him. Take the brace, take the money, and sell the brace later. That's the plan. And we got 2 rooms there. And the Curio and some de-stressing with the trap there, and then we'll leave.
Watch your step.
Now I can leave technically, but we'll do the fight. I could have hoped. I know it's a rare thing. Actually, people are telling me in one of the discords at least, it's not a rare enemy I'm trying to find. I'm just very, very unlucky. So we're gonna chop, take out the brawler, or at least try to. Serrated Decane. That should bleed out the brawler. I'm going to burst, hopefully. Yeah, burst, hopefully taking out Sapper. Nope. Force of Will. Finish him. That way he doesn't go kaboom. As much as I want to hear his lines, I don't trust it right now.
Her death, mine.
And that just leaves Rabble and the Acolyte. Bunk.
This expedition at least promises success.
And because we only have one Curio left,
In the most tenebrous corners of this place.
disarm that for the stress, and let's get out of here.
The twisting tunnels.
I'm having horrible luck with those fleshlings. I might start bringing non-vanilla heads just to see if that changes my luck with it. Look, 14,000 gold, dodge stone, which I'm probably gonna sell. We got that leather brace, which I'm also gonna sell. Baldwin got dancing eyes, which I'm gonna get rid of. Catherine is not allowed in the brothel, which is lovely. Everyone else is level 2 except for Catherine. So one more run and everyone should hit level 3 there.
You will know the tragic extent of my failings.
I mean, there's another White Priestess. I'm not sure I want to put all the time I did into this White Priestess that I did in the previous one to get like all the stuff she had. But it's kind of cool that we got another one, so like if I run out of stuff to level with these guys, I can pop her in. Or like I need another person, I can pop her in and know that she's gonna be good. And I have the stuff for her right off the bat to like get her really good quirks. So right away I can go fishing. It'd actually be safer, I think, to fish for the Virtue first and then go for the Blighted one. So we'll see about that. Alright, that's all we needed there. Nothing in here. Dancing eyes on Baldwin. 20% random attack chance is pretty bad, so we're gonna get rid of that. Right. So Catherine here has love interest, so will only visit the brothel for stress relief, and then is not allowed to visit the brothel for reasons best left to discretion. So we need to get rid of love interest. It's better in this case to get rid of love interest than to get rid of deviant taste. They cost the same, and in this case, getting rid of love interest allows her to go to other avenues for stress relief. And while we're at it, I'm gonna lock in Gift of the Horned Rat. Just because Gift of the Horned Rat is plus 20% blight, bleed, and is 30% disease resistant, it can be really, really good. Oh boy. So, unfortunate about that first part of the run. I do apologize for that. That was some bad luck coupled with a few bad decisions, I do admit that. But I did want to fight the Basilisk in that run. However, I did know myself, and if I did not fight the Banshee right there, I was going to forget about it. I've been meaning to fight the Banshee like so much. And every time I run into her, I forget about that shovel thing, which is just part of the Creeping Mist mod. And no matter how many notes I write to myself, like, I always throw out those stupid shovels. It's the same with the Nero mod, which I haven't gotten to fight the actual, like, champion version of Nero, because you can fight the rats in veteran lower, and it's not the actual boss version of him. You can only fight the boss version of him in champion. I've only seen that once, and I've screwed myself out of that version of the fight as well by getting rid of the keys. So that's something, one of the very few things I dislike about the Creeping Mist. That's one of my very few critiques that I don't like about it, but otherwise I do really like the Creeping Mist. All the stuff it does add, few changes it adds to make things a little more interesting. So kind of fun, but at the same time, like, if I went on in the Weald there, I was either one, gonna run out of shovels, or two, I was gonna forget about them, like I said, and then we wouldn't got to fight the Banshee. However, I might not have been in a place to fight the Banshee, so there is that too. So I don't know, but next time we'll probably going into this long in the Weald again, just so I can level more people up. I do think that would be the best idea, and then we can finish up a lot more people's apprentices, get them into veterans at least, and go from there. That'll probably be the plan. Don't know what I'll do from there, but we'll find out. So that'll be it for this time. As always, wish you all well. I'll see you next time, and please have a good one.